So today we're going to find out what is the best all-in-one DJ system available on the market. I'm going to be comparing the Pioneer XDJ-XZ with the Denon Prime 4. If you're interested to find out which one is indeed the best, stick around for the rest of the video. So yo, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. I am DJ Kiz Walsh, and today I'm going to be finding out what is the best all-in-one DJ system on the market. The Pioneer XDJ-XZ and the Denon Prime 4 are regarded as the two most powerful and the best units available on the market. So what we're going to do today is we're going to break them down side by side, compare the things that are different between them, and hopefully come to a conclusion about which one is indeed the best. I just thought I'd pop up and say subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Obviously we're trying to get now to 100,000 subscribers. We are miles and miles and miles away, but the only way we can do that is by subscribing. So please subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, the Christmas tree is now up. Christmas is coming. Let's go. Now these two are direct competitors with each other. They are the flagship units for both brands. Pioneer obviously releasing the XZ and Denon releasing the Prime 4. So let's just get right into it and let's jump into the software. The Pioneer XDJ-XZ runs off Pioneer's own Rekordbox and also runs off Serato, which will be coming in early 2020. Whereas the Prime 4 runs off also Serato, but it runs off Denon's own engine Prime. Now you've got to say the XZ kind of wins the battle here. Rekordbox and Serato, two very popular, very powerful pieces of software. Obviously Engine Prime isn't as popular or as powerful as Rekordbox. So you've got to say the XZ just about edges that race. Both of these standalone systems boast 4-channel mixing. However, the Pioneer XDJ-XZ, you have to have either two external players attached to the system, or you have to plug it into a laptop. Now for me, this doesn't make the XZ an all-in-one system, especially an all-in-one 4-channel system. It's an all-in-one 2-channel system for sure, but only being able to play off 2 decks while playing off your USB, for me, is a massive downside to this XZ. And when you compare that with the Denon, and that plays off 4 channels just by using USB, you've got to give it to the Denon Prime here. You know, that thing is a little bit more powerful just in the fact that it can play 4 channels through USB. And that is actually something that is quite major there, because having to plug in 2 external CDJs or having to run a laptop through that is not only more money that you've got to invest into your system, but that's more possibilities of something going wrong. Especially if you're running, you know, your system for a laptop. You never know. Laptops are so temperamental. They can die at any time. They can just crash at any time. You know, even if you have a really good one, you can never really predict what's going to happen with that, especially when you're playing live. That's someone's worst nightmare. So you've got to say that the fact that the Denon can run off 4 channels just through USB is definitely a massive advantage to the Denon. The Denon can also run SD cards, although I'm not sure who would be running SD cards, but there you go, you can do that. It's also possible to stream music directly to the Denon's Prime, which is crazy. You know, that is something so revolutionary and something that we hopefully can get to see more of in the future of the standalone systems. But of course, there's no streaming support available on the XZ, so the Denon definitely wins that race. Another place where the Denon absolutely kills the XZ is the fact that you can actually play to 2 different rooms through the one system. There is capability of not only playing like a main room set, but having a wire that actually goes to like a side room and plays completely different music. Like, that is absolutely crazy. Like, that is next level sort of innovation. And if you're a club owner, and let's say you have a main room where you have obviously the live DJ, and that's more of a club room, and then you have a lounge room maybe, you know, upstairs or in a different room where it's just a bar and you want some sort of like light sort of music in there, the DJ that you're paying, you know, can DJ both rooms at once, which is absolutely mental to think about. That is so crazy and definitely a step in the right direction. Of course, XZ has nothing like that. It's just 1 channel, 1 kind of output. And, you know, I mean, I wouldn't say that's necessarily a negative for the XZ, because that's not really something we've ever needed or seen before. But the fact that the Denon can do that is like massive. It's revolutionary. So you've got to give a thumbs up to the Denon for that. The XZ has 6 color effects where the Denon only has 4, and they both have 14 sound effects built into the system. Now, I will give the advantage to the Denon here. Although it has less color effects, the actual interface for the effects system is a little screen where you kind of turn a knob and it tells you exactly what effect you're using at the moment. Where the Pioneer XDJ-XZ has 14 effects all around 1 knob, and you pick which one you want on that. Now, the reason why I'm going to give it to the Denon is because The fact that it's a screen means that user face is changeable at any time, which means at any point where Denon feel like they want to add more effects, or more effects kind of come into the industry or whatever, all they need to do is update their system and they have new effects on there. Where of course, as with the XZ, there's no way of upgrading, effects when they're all printed on the system. So you've got to just edge it to the Denon there. Of course, the XZ does have 2 more color effects, which may be important if you're really into that. Now, as I mentioned earlier, it is possible to plug external players into the Pioneer XDJ-XZ, and that could be seen as an advantage. Whereas the Denon, of course, you can't plug any external players in, you just need to use a standalone system as itself. Now, you could argue, well, you don't really need to because there's the capabilities of the 4 channels just on the one system. But of course, having extra capabilities could be seen as an advantage even if you cannot use the 4-channel system to its full extent on that one system. Both systems feature 8 RGB pads. Of course, they are used for creative mixing and they have features above the pads that you can use. The Denon actually has slightly more features, so I'm definitely going to give this one to the Denon. It just means that you can be a little bit more creative with this and you can be a little bit more diverse in your mixing. Now, one place where the XZ is better, however, is the Jog Wheels. They are bigger, they are mechanical, and they feature a very good screen in the middle of them. The Denon, however, is touch capacitive. They are only 6 inch, so they are smaller. And the information that is available in the middle of the wheels on the Denon is actually like album artwork, where if you look at the XZ, that features stuff like the beats per minute of the song, the key of the song, and whereabouts in the track that the song is actually currently playing. Now, you've got to say that is a massive advantage to the XZ, having bigger jog wheels that are mechanical with more information, and also it's actually adjustable. You can adjust the tension on the jog wheel, and that is massive, because a lot of DJs are saying that the Denon Prime 4, the only thing about the jog wheels, not only are they a little bit small, they're also a little bit too loose for their liking. There's no adjustable tension there. You can't make them tight or looser depending on how you like your jog wheels. Whereas the XZ, you can make them as tight or as loose as you possibly want. And also the information there, they are much better jog wheels, so you've got to give it to the XZ there. One main difference between the 2 systems, however, is the screen at the top of the system. The Pioneer XDJ-XZ features a 7-inch screen with pretty much all the information you need, like beats per minute, whereabouts in the track that the song is playing. Of course, they are made majority for just searching for the next track. However, the Denon actually features a massive 10-inch screen. This is, 3 inches bigger than the XZ. And it also features the use of actually seeing 4 tracks playing at once, where of course with the Pioneer XDJ-XZ, all you can see is 2 tracks. I know DJs, generally speaking, actually prefer the Denon screen, say it's the best screen they've ever seen on a system. So you've got to give this one to the Denon. Pioneer XDJ-XZ is a much heavier and bigger unit. However, I wouldn't necessarily say that's a bad thing for the XZ, because both these units are that heavy and that big that you're not really going to be transferring them around anyway. It's not like you're going to buy a carry case and you're going to be taking this to your gigs or the pubs or wherever you might be DJing. You're going to be kind of leaving this set up in a certain place. So obviously if you're a bar, club, you're just going to be leaving that set up where the DJs perform, and you ain't going to be transferring that around much. So you can't really say that it being heavier and bigger is necessarily a disadvantage. If you really was to travel around with one of these things, of course, you'd probably rather go for the lighter unit, which would be the Prime 4. Now, one of the biggest things and one of the biggest features for me is that the Pioneer XDJ-XZ doesn't analyze files. It doesn't analyze unknown files when you plug in a USB. So if you plug in a USB and you've not run any of them tracks through a software, i.e. Rekordbox or Serato, those tracks are going to be unread. They're going to be not recognized. There's going to be no beats per minute. There's going to be no key of the track. And basically, the system doesn't analyze it for you. Whereas the Denon Prime 4 will analyze the track, work out the BPM, work out the key, and give you all that information there. Now, that is massive for the Denon, because I can't believe that there's a DJ system out there where if you plug a song in that's not been analyzed, it cannot analyze it. Like, obviously, that just shows how powerful of a computer that the Denon actually is, that it can analyze music, give you all that information while it's still playing another track on a different deck. Like, that is crazy. And you've got to say that is a massive, massive advantage to the Denon Prime 4. So there we go. They are the differences between the Pioneer XDJ-XZ and the Denon Prime 4. Now, of course, we haven't spoke price. That's because these systems are so closely priced that, you know, is only a couple of £100 in it, and especially once the XZ's been out for a couple of months, so, you know, half a year, it will come down in price similar to the Denon. But the current price for the Pioneer XDJ-XZ is currently £1,899, whereas the Denon is like £1,650. So very similar prices, only like £250 in it. Now, of course, that is still a decent amount of money, but of course, when you're investing in like a high-end piece of equipment like this, that sort of money isn't really up for debate. It's more about what the better system is. So now we're going to get onto my opinion on what is the best system. So I'll go on record obviously by saying I'm a massive Pioneer fan. I own a piece of Pioneer equipment. I've played the majority of my sets, the majority of my DJ career has been on Pioneer equipment. I have tried other equipment. Of course, the majority of time I've spent behind the decks has been on Pioneer. Now, it doesn't mean I'm a biased Pioneer fan. It actually will surprise you in my opinion about this. So I actually believe that the Denon Prime 4 is a better system. Now, do I necessarily recommend that people go out there and buy a Denon 4 over an XZ? I don't know. It's hard to say. It's one of those. If you've got the balls to go out there and make a statement and go, no, do you know what? I'm actually going to buy the better system than the one that makes the most sense. Then, of course, go out there and do it. I'm proud of you, you know, power to you. Because the Denon Prime 4 is more powerful. With all those things that we just compared, the Denon Prime 4 almost comes out on top every single time. Whereas, of course, as the Pioneer XDJ-XZ, it does have really good features, and it kind of almost sits on par with the Denon Prime 4, but there's just a couple of little things that edge the Denon Prime 4, you know, the fact that you can obviously use 4 channels on a USB, the fact that you can play in 2 rooms, the fact that it analyzes tracks. They are massive, massive things that, you know, just edge the Denon Prime 4. So in my opinion, I do think the Denon Prime 4 is a better all-in-one DJ system, but would I personally go out and buy a Denon Prime 4 over an XZ? I wouldn't. I'd actually rather buy an XZ. The reason for that is, of course, as a DJ that makes mixes, that goes in clubs, or does whatever, it makes more sense to have an XZ. And that's just because that's the club standard. There's no point making things more difficult for yourself just to have those extra features, especially when I'd just be playing something at home anyway. You know, I don't need to be able to play music in a different room. Of course, you know, I'm all for the Prime 4. This is, I wish that, you know, the Denon Prime 4 was the standard in all the clubs, because I would be right behind this. But it doesn't really make sense to go out there and get one if you plan on being a club DJ or you do play in clubs. It doesn't make sense. Of course, if you are a club owner and you're going to make the statement of buying a Prime 4, then you are a crazy guy. But I respect you for it, because it makes sense. It is a better system. And the more people that support things like Denon, support things like the Prime 4, these projects that are forcing, you know, that are revolutionizing the DJ market, any of you that are supporting that, I respect you for doing so, because Pioneer needs some competition. Something like the Denon Prime 4, they need to have a really big competitor to force Pioneer to come up with some new ideas, because they've gone a bit stale recently. Even with this XZ, you know, I've been critical of it in some of my last videos. I do think that it is missing some features, and I do think it could be better. Not being able to use 4 channels on it is crazy. You know, it's a 4-channel all-in-one system that you can't use all-in-one. You have to plug in external features, which is just crazy, ludicrous to think about. But of course, the Denon, you don't. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about this topic. Let me know if you agree with me. Do you think the Denon 4 is a better system? The Denon 4 is better, but the Pioneer XZ makes more sense to buy. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for all DJ news and all that good stuff. And yeah, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.